Hi, my name is Carl Schultz. I'm president of Packline Corporation, and I'm here live from the ProMat 2013 show. This is day 2 of the show. It's just starting and customers are starting to come down the aisles. I wanted to tell you a little bit about what we're displaying at this year's show. Packline services 2 separate segments of the industry. There's the manufacturing segment, which this display is concentrated on, and then there's the distribution side of our business, which is shown down here at the end. For the manufacturing side of the industry, we're showing currently a tow line on one side of this display, and on the other side of the display we're showing an inverted overhead conveyor slot up that's doing a simple rim painting operation. So we're servicing here general material handling, and we're also showing that we have capabilities in the finishing side of the manufacturing business. The display itself is showing kind of a retrospective of these products in industry. It started with Henry Ford back in the early 1900s. He was really the grandfather of automation, and some of the photos that are in the collage behind us show production methods that were used back at that time, and they're still very much relevant. We still manufacture tow lines that were basically based on the design that Henry Ford came up with over 100 years ago. Still very relevant today. It's robust technology that lasts. The basic design is a 4-wheel cart being pulled by a conveyor chain, which is mounted either above the floor or in the floor. The cart itself has a top platen on top of which you would place your products. In a general material handling application, the top platens can rotate in the event that you want to have operators access to various sides of a product. There's a pin which is attached to the chain down here, and this bar in the front deactivates the tow line in the event that either carts are in accumulation or that there's a hazard in the way. For example, somebody placed a pallet in the way of the cart. It would detach from the chain so that we wouldn't have a collision. On the other side of the unit, on this side of our manufacturing display, once again we're showing archival photographs of different types of material handling used in the original factories of Henry Ford in this case, and once again very much relevant today 100 years later. The stuff has stood the test of time. We're showing an inverted conveyor here where the product is above the track slot. In this case we've got some old Model A rims on it, but in the different photos you see behind, you can see that there are modern products on these very same conveyors that were used 100 years ago. In this case we have a rotary paint style carrier that engages with a rotary rack here and spins the product around for painting. The beauty of this product though is that if you place your product above the mechanism, you don't get any contamination. This product is quite a safe unit. It's enclosed track, which means that basically the chain is completely enclosed. It's safe from contamination, or more suited for operations where you have contamination. It's also safer. You can put your hand on the side of it without having any safety issues. To the rear of our booth, we're displaying a conveyor that's typically used in a warehouse operation. In this case, we're showing that it's an empty carton delivery conveyor used in split case picking areas of facilities where operators have to frequently access empty cartons. So rather than have each operator making their own cartons, we would make them in a centralized area, possibly with some automation, and deliver it into the picking areas directly, giving full access to operators at any point along the line. This is our C250 conveyor. It's the Packline original conveyor. It's an enclosed track variety. It is a bolted together, zinc plated, modular conveyor. So we will manufacture this system according to a drawing, prefabricate everything so that it's basically a bolt together installation without welding, which is quite typical in this industry. You can see here we have a variety of curves and inclines and declines. This is a typical floor supported installation where we have structural steel supports, but quite often it will be hung from the ceiling of the building. We manufacture all varieties of attachments to make that as easy as possible. In this case we have single carton carriers, but we manufacture so many different varieties of carriers, anything to carry your product. This is driven by a single drive, but on long systems we will have multiple drives, all controlled from a single point. So we add variable speed controllers to allow you to custom tailor the speed of delivery as you wish. I want to thank you for coming to Packline's booth at the trade show, and we're giving out USB cards, which was a 1 gigabyte chip that had basically all of our product literature, presentations, some archival footage. We had photograph libraries on it, and if you did not pick one up, we'd be more than happy to send you one. Thank you for coming to the show.